La 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 la. La 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 la. She really hates him. It's really true.
Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to My Wife Hates Me
Rich
podcast.
just learned to count to 3. He did so good. Do you want to try it one more time? 1.
Oh, can I welcome the people back? We weren't here
Okay,
last
you know what's
week.
so funny is that you're in a good mood usually.
I'm in a good mood. I'm doing.
But then the minute we sit down to the podcast, you get in this like it's almost like some kind of like
frustration.
Immediately though, there's no joy. There's no. You're like 1, 2, 3, testing. Let's go. Let's do this.
No, I'm just getting started.
Hey, that's a pretty good impression of you. I'm starting to get better at your impressions. Bonnie, stop it. Come on, we got to do this podcast.
Oh, really? You know what Bonnie said yesterday? This is how stupid and crazy she thinks that, not that she's not my wife. She actually said, I'm your life coach.
Oh, okay. No,
she said, I'm her life coach.
That's a good, okay.
Wait, but hold on. Can I finish?
Well, as your life coach, I recommend that you don't.
And then she said, what have you done to improve yourself? I don't,
That's not what I said.
Yes,
but go ahead.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. But go ahead, life coach. Speak up.
Listen, women are born with the ability to psychologically analyze anyone at any time.
It's such a bullshit stereotype.
It's absolutely true.
Oh, really? Tell that to baby reindeer.
Women, not all women, but women are good at it. Women are very good at it, naturally good at it. It is weird to me that men are therapists because it's like women are just better at understanding psychologically how people tick.
I'm so much better than most people at that. That's why I know how to read crowds and people.
Okay, right. But it's hard to believe what you're good at or not good at because you say you're good at everything.
Not everything.
Okay, I've never heard you say you're not good at something.
I'm not good at what do you call it, surgery or dental work or
things that you're not trained in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not good
but
at
if
that.
you were trained in them, would you be good at them?
I'd be great.
Okay.
Because I put effort into what I do and I take it serious.
Right.
Whatever.
So but what I'm saying is that it's hard to believe that you're good. Like nobody's really great at everything. And even in this podcast, we see that certain things that are learned or told to you or taught to you in some way that you just continue to do them over and over and over again.
No, you keep saying I'm doing them, but I'm not doing them. That's
what are you doing right now? Where are you looking right now? That's what I'm saying. Like when we say, when we do the podcast, we should look into the camera once in a while, at least, not just stare at ourselves.
First of all.
But you go, I'm great at podcasts.
No,
then you do that.
I am good at podcasts. And two, where you're looking, this and that does not make you a good or bad person.
I didn't say it made you a good or bad person.
You just said
I said you're good at podcasts or not good at podcasts. I'm just saying you would be like, if I went to school for dentistry, I'd be a great dentist. But would you?
Mm-hmm. If I put the time in that I put into other things.
Like podcasting?
I do. Please, I know how to podcast.
But even still, you still won't look at the camera. You're just like, it's like you're on a bobblehead.
Is this weird? Yes.
You're talking to someone. That's someone. Should I put eyes on it? Would that help?
No, this is natural. I'm like this. This isn't. People are going, oh, he's natural.
When you're watching the news.
Yeah.
When you're watching the news. Have you ever watched the news?
I just did right before I came down.
Now, when you're watching the news, does the person telling the news go, today in Wisconsin, there was a hurricane?
Around.
No, they don't. They go like this. Today in Wisconsin, there was a hurricane, like that. They look right into the camera. They don't bobblehead around. If you're a host of a show, if you're hosting a game show, and the opening monologue or whatever.
There's no monologue in a game show.
Whatever. They go, today on the game show, we're going to do this and this and this. We're going to do that. They don't go, we're.
If it's Stevie Wonder hosting.
That's why it's hard to, that's why you need a life coach.
Is that why?
Because you won't you won't just naturally learn things. It doesn't just come to you naturally. You fight everything. So yesterday, I gave him this life tip from Eckhart Tolle, which I should take myself right in this moment, which is, in any situation, you can accept the situation, you can remove yourself from the situation, a third choice, or you can suffer. So I guess I'm choosing to suffer.
First of all, sometimes you can't move yourself from the situation.
Then you accept. Then you have to accept. Or suffer. That's the whole. Think about it deeply. I have to accept that you're never going to look into the camera,
and I have to suffer doing this.
You don't have to suffer. The thing is, this podcast you could remove yourself from if it's terrible.
No, it's not terrible, but
But is it, if it's just that you like looking at yourself, if that's the main thing?
Do you think I wake up and come down just to look at myself?
I think you do. What do you like about the podcast?
Getting to hang out with you and talk with you.
No, you claim to hate that.
I never said I hate that.
What is it that you like about it? It's that you're on camera.
No, I don't even care if we did the camera. We used to do it without a camera. Remember?
Those were more fun because you would look at me and talk to me sometimes.
Well, because we were sitting right across from each other. This is hard to do it this way. If we were sitting.
Well, you don't have to look at me, but you don't even acknowledge me.
That's not true.
You stare at yourself 99% of the time.
Oh, okay. Let's move on.
Why was it getting interesting? Yeah, let's do some lists. And it's time for the lists with Rich Voss.
I have no list.
We went to LA.
I had a good time in LA. We had a good time.
Now we're going to list the people that you saw.
No.
What are you going to list?
Let's just say why I had a good time.
Top 5 reasons why you had a good time.
In LA last week at Netflix's joke special. Festival. Why? 5 reasons why I had a good time.
Your top 5 reasons Rich Voss had a good time at Netflix is a joke.
Well, we got
festival.
to go. We got to take Raina and her friend, as so she got to go on a vacation.
You're great at podcasts?
Backed up. I got to perform out, at the Comedy Store. We did our show, which was a major success. I got to play golf at Riviera Country Club in an outing for Netflix's joke festival and Billy's Network, All Things Comedy. So that's 4. And we got to fly there first class, back and forth, had a nice hotel. So all in all, everything was good. We went to the roast and we had a good time there. We left after Andrew Schultz because we were sitting there for like 3 hours.
Well, also we had to get an Uber and I was like, I'm not fighting for an Uber with all these 20,000 people or whatever.
Jeff Ross got us in. Thank you. And, we saw some people there, some comics we knew. And we were.
And then who did we see in the Uber line?
Oh, Gary from Stern Show was in the
Baba Booey
was in the line. He couldn't get an Uber for some reason, so we said hop in with us, and we took him 9/10 of his way back to wherever. I don't know why the driver didn't keep going and just drop him off.
I know, it was weird. The driver would not be clear on where he was in relation to where we were.
He was straight ahead, though. That's where he was. Not back the way the driver thought. He was straight ahead. So, if you're standing outside of Toy, to your right is the Comedy Store. To your left is not the Comedy Store. Anyhow, I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, we should have just said, drop us off and keep him going, and we'll just pay the Uber, whatever the price.
So
he knew he had to get there. We were like, he's going to get an Uber the minute that he gets dropped off. Why didn't he just click over to his own Uber? I don't know.
I don't think you can do that. You got to get a new one.
No, but the driver could have just accepted his Uber the minute it came in.
Well, what if you got out, got a new Uber, and the driver just opened the door again?
That's what I'm saying, basically.
Well, and we saw friends. Bonnie had dinner, went out with her friends. What was that about?
We mostly talked about our show because we did Wednesday night. We did our show.
Tuesday night.
Oh, sorry. Tuesday night we did our show, which was Would You Bang 'Em? And it was so funny. The Kookaburra Lounge. And club. It's a beautiful club. And man, what a good show. It just was. We had 2 opening acts, which we don't usually do. I can't remember their names. Chase O'Donnell, and she was like singing and funny songs and stuff.
Oh, really?
And Catherine Blanford, and my friend who was in the audience, who is a very good judge of comedy, said they were both very funny.
Yeah,
she is. She's like, she doesn't need the audience to be laughing. She knows.
Okay.
Her dad. She was a comedian. Now she's a comedy writer. She's written 5 books, all very funny, very poignant. Stephanie Taylor. I knew her, Stephanie Wilder Taylor. And her latest book is called Drunkish, and you should get it. It's so funny. But anyway, so she's there, and she said they were both really good, really funny. And then she said she loves our dynamic. She thought we were really funny. And then Natasha Leggero was a judge. Zainab Johnson was a judge. Nikki Paris, a gay guy. She loved the gay guy judge. And then, oh my God, now I'm spacing on her name.
From Full House.
Jodie Sweetin from Full House was a judge. And then I don't remember all the comics that were on.
Well,
but it was, I mean, these judges were so quick and so funny. My God. And then
Natasha.
No, who were some of the comedians that came out? Tom Rhodes, very funny. Greg Fitzsimmons, fucking hilarious. I mean, the guy is so funny. He's a writer on a lot of stuff. I think he wrote on The Rose too. He's great. And he also has like a radio show and a podcast, and he's like,
you're in love with Greg Fitzsimmons.
I think he's fantastic. And
Ian
Edwards was the final comedian that came out. He was, again, just absolutely amazing, so funny. But this was the second to last comic that came out was Moshe Kasher, who's married to Natasha Leggero. And he came out pretending to be angry.
Well, Natasha said she would let one of the judges go down on her for 5 hours.
Oh, right. and he really seemed like he was angry, but we knew he was joking. But I think he was joking. Yeah. And he let Natasha have it. He was like, you said yes to every one of them. And he goes, at first I just thought you were being nice, but then you said you were going to let some guy go down on you for 5 hours. And then he goes, but everyone was saying yes. But then Zainab said no to someone. She set a precedent. You could have said no. And you still kept saying yes to everyone. It was, I mean, I'm not doing it justice, obviously.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. And then the next comedian, Natasha said yes. It was good.
It was a lot of fun.
Very fun. And then we did shows at the Comedy Store, which were very fun. And we got to run into a lot of people that we knew.
That's what's good about LA. If you only show your face every 3 months, people are excited to see you. Hey, how you been? What's going on? You know, if you're there every night, oh, look who's here again. You know, so I went over to the Improv. I saw
I never went
my
there.
friend Lisa Alvarado, and who else was there? Greg Warren, and I sat down with Rita and talked with her for a while.
She books the Improv.
Known her for years. We never go down. That was my favorite club in LA. You know, Bud used to introduce me. I mean, we go to the store mainly because we know so many people. We're friends with, you know, people that work there. And we usually stay in the hotel close to there. So it's convenient. And, you know, you don't even have to get an Uber, rent a car. We just walk. And, you know, but.
What's your point?
Yeah, my point is I got to see people. I got to go into clubs I haven't been into in a while. And, you know, whatever.
Oh, great stories. Great. What a, are you a good storyteller?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, I was on the edge of my seat for that whole thing. Wonderful.
Oh, really?
Really great.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, at least I told what the show was, and I had the names ready. This is you telling a story. Can I just Rita?
I've known her for years.
Talk to her. No one knows who Rita is. It's like, my friend. I mean, it's like, if this was a screenplay, people would be like, what is going on here? What's happening? What's the point of this? I
was recapping, giving a summary.
Yeah, but
that's a summary.
Think about it. It's like this. If I just was like, I got up, I opened a book, I got coffee. Like, is that interesting to people?
If I want to know how you started your day, yeah. Yeah, I said, you know, we went over to this.
You cannot accept. I've got to do it. Just accept that this is who he is. Or I have to remove myself from the situation, which that would cause such a huge fucking fight if I just left.
Left to go where?
If I just was like, well, I don't like the way he does podcasts, so I'm just going to not do the podcast anymore. I have to either accept it, remove myself from the situation, or suffer. And I've been suffering, and now I don't want to do that anymore.
No, you don't have to suffer. So, no one has to suffer.
I'm just going to accept. It's just 45 minutes of just listening to someone say nonsense and not comment on it. Okay. This is my acceptance face. Eckhart Tolle, thank you. I have accepted.
Serenity. He's just stealing that from the Serenity Prayer.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He didn't come
He's not stealing it. These are concepts that are just thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. Would you say that AA stole this concept from
first of all, I didn't bring up AA.
Ancient monks or whatever?
No, they didn't bring up the Serenity Prayer, AA. I'm just saying the Serenity Prayer.
Where's the Serenity Prayer from? From 12-step programs.
No, I don't. How do you know that? I don't know where they're from. I thought they were. No, I'm sure that was been around before.
Yes, it's been around for thousands and thousands of years, and then the Serenity Prayer is used in 12-step programs.
Yeah, but you say where's it from? I didn't say.
Well, you're saying that Eckhart Tolle stole.
How do you write Serenity?
I'm not helping you.
I got it.
No, you're good at spelling. You told me that many times.
I never said that.
We're finding out something you're not good at.
I'm all right.
Except.
Oh, it's in the Bible.
Oh, the Serenity Prayer's in the Bible.
It says in the Bible, Serenity Prayer. It says, "Oh God and Heavenly Father." Grant us the serenity of mind to accept what we cannot. No, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot.
Well, you're saying the Bible is saying it wrong?
Yeah,
the Bible is. This Bible is wrong. I don't know why it's still in print.
You know, I mean, I was reading some.
By the way, it's translated, so it's like it can be translated many different ways. You know, when you think about translating a book, it's kind of amazing that people do it, especially like something like the Bible or something from, you know, ancient times, because the words mean slightly different things, you know, than they do now. But even if you're translating a book from French to English, let's say, it's like. So they use the word
we. And you're thinking,
let's say they use the word long. They go, it was a long trip. There could be many different ways to translate that.
Oh, long in mileage, long in time,
yes.
Long in acceptance, suffering.
But long, like time is a construct anyway. You know, how long is long? To us, it's all different. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought about the translation thing way more times than I should have in my life. But it's like when you go, oh, I'm reading a book, but I'm reading a translation from whatever. It's like, that's not that person's book anymore. That person that wrote that book in French wrote that book in French. Now it's Somebody else wrote the book.
Well, what do you think every movie is? It's somebody's translation of the fucking book or
right,
the play.
Right. But you don't say you don't say that's the book. You go, that's the movie.
Yeah, but
the translation is its own thing. That's a different thing than the book.
Yeah, they're translating that movie into film, book into film, and they're probably listen, I read the book, Owning Mahoney, about the gambler. What? You're laughing at that? You don't even know what the fuck it is.
I know, but it's sometimes things are just so perfect. I've never heard you say I read a book and then the book title is Owning Mahoney, which is so funny. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not telling the story now. I'm not telling.
It sounds like a Dr. Seuss. Okay. Owning Mahoney.
Even, what do you call it? The book,
on Main Street, he was owning Mahoney.
That's funny. That's
Sorry.
Funny. You're wearing my shirt. Is that funny?
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
About a gambler.
About a gambler.
From Canada. Embezzled $10 million from the bank he worked at. Gambled it all away, went to jail. But the movie was with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, the things that happened in jail.
That wasn't in the movie. Or even the story, the Westies. The book was so much more in depth than the movie with Sean Penn and
right. But when you read a book
and Harris, what's his first name?
I don't know.
Good actor Harris, something. Ed Harris, great actor.
Okay, but my point is not. We don't expect the movie to be exact to the book. But when you read a translation, you're reading it thinking like, oh, this is the book that somebody wrote, or this is the Bible. This is how it was written. It's not. It's just an interpretation.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's pretty fascinating. It's like I'm sure if you had different people translate, they would all be different.
No one gives a shit.
I know. It's the things.
It's so stupid. The things that clog up your head.
I know.
You're not even my life coach anymore, because if that's the shit that's clogging your head, you're going to try to transfer that and translate it into my head as a life coach. I can't go with that. So you're fired as a life coach. You can.
Well, are you still my handyman? Because I said I was your life coach, and then you said, and I'm your handyman.
Yeah, I'm the handyman around the house. Yeah.
Well, now that you fired me as life coach, are you still my handyman?
Yeah.
I need my shower fixed.
Yeah. Who can do that?
I mean, I'd probably figure it out, but
I don't know. I can't see it being too hard. I have to look it up. I mean, look at it, assess the situation, even though I can't say it, and conquer it, tackle it. I did plants this morning. I had to transfer.
I love whenever he does something. By the way, you'll notice. Just think about the way he just said that. He's defensive for no reason.
I'm not being defensive.
I did plants this morning.
I didn't say it like that. I'm saying it's a busy day. I'm trying to vacuum up all the fucking leaves from the fern.
Did you?
Well, in the house I did. On the porch, I'm going to blow with the blower.
Oh.
Blow it out of there, because the vacuum, whatever, clogs. Anyhow, so.
Are you all right? You want to take a minute?
No.
Take a minute, swallow whatever cum is in your mouth, and then move on. It's like you're pushing, you got a mouthful of water.
I don't have a mouthful. I had a sip of coffee.
Well, something's going on. Look at yourself. Look at yourself right now.
Yeah. Looking good. How long have I been eating good? It's been over 3 months, right? About 3 months. But I still look fat. I got to lose. How do you get a flat stomach? Not a smaller stomach. I want a flat,
I say, now listen, this is a crazy theory. I think Rich does too many sit-ups. He does thousands a day.
No, I do 500 3 times a week, crunches.
Oh, okay. I thought you did like 1,000 a day.
No.
Okay. And I think what's happening is it's pushing his stomach out. Now, is that possible? I don't know. I've never looked it up. I just think that. I think if he actually just started doing more steps and working out with weights a little, like instead of, he just does it to get the muscle. He doesn't do it to burn calorie at all. Like I watched him yesterday working out and I was like, does this even do anything?
Oh, really? I did 12 sets of chest, which is way too many.
But that's it.
Yeah, I did one
and
over
one
body part.
It doesn't raise your heart rate or anything.
I'm building muscle. I'm staying in shape, and it does
right.
burn calories.
You're building some muscle, but you're not really burning that many calories because you're not like you're not doing like this super physical workout. You're taking a lot of breaks.
Not breaks. I'm between sets. I take
recovering or whatever you call it.
No, doing like 30, 40 seconds between sets. Catch your breath. I was doing heavy weight yesterday.
Right. Okay. But then you didn't do anything else.
I did chest yesterday. And when you're doing chest,
I know, but that's all you did. You did 12 reps or 12 sets.
Yeah. And that's too many. I usually do 9. But I was watching.
Okay, so you did 9, but normally you just go downstairs, do your 9 sets, and then leave.
Yeah, I usually do one body, unless I'm doing abs. If I do abs, then I do crunches, 500. Then I'll do the body part. Then yesterday, and once in a blue moon, I'll do 2 body parts.
Have you ever tried to do different than just the crunches?
Yeah, because I think it's like I do that thing I bought, which is hard as hell.
That's great. That's great.
Then I do crunches, and then I'll do.
But what about like standing abs or anything? You never tried that? Where you like lift your knees up. It's there's all different kinds of ab workouts that are supposedly better.
I tried to do planks for a while, but they're not fun.
Okay. I didn't know working out was fun, but
yeah. Not planks. They're too hard. Too boring. You're just sitting there like that. You know what I mean? So, and, I played 18 holes of golf yesterday.
And do you walk or you take a cart?
It depends. Yesterday I took a cart, but I did a lot of, I'll show you yesterday. Okay, what was yesterday? Yesterday. Yeah. Let's see how many steps I had yesterday. I had, that's today, Tuesday, 10,612.
Pretty good.
That's Tuesday. Let's see what Monday, 9,064. Not bad. Sunday, almost over 8,000. Saturday. Okay, so you go by the month. Okay, it's
when you started getting lower and lower, you were like, okay, I'm not going to say those out loud.
No, well, you go by the month. So there's been 14 days in a month so far, and I have 130,000 steps basically. So that's 13 days. My average right here is 8,635 steps a day.
Pretty good.
Which I think is pretty good.
I think get up to 10 and you're sailing.
But you don't really lose weight by that.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. You bet. Okay, look at this. So I've walked. Wait, let's do last month because that's all done. Last month.
But you still.
I walked last month 93 miles, basically from here to Long Beach Island. But
unfortunately, you're not in Long Beach Island.
93 miles, and it burnt whatever kcal is, I guess calories. 9,224 calories. There's 3,500 calories in a pound. So that's 2.5 pounds of weight loss walking almost 100 miles.
Yeah, it's really about diet. Everything's about diet.
So I just said to you, walking doesn't really.
But I think walking still helps.
Yeah,
I mean, even a little bit of that
doesn't. It doesn't.
I mean,
hurt.
when you're walking, you're not eating. There's at least that.
No, I agree. It helps, but it's all diet, like I just said.
It's diet and muscle, right?
And muscle. That's what I worked on yesterday. And you said,
I didn't say, listen, I just said, I don't know that you're getting enough of a caloric burn. You're just.
I'm not trying to.
Right.
I'm trying to maintain muscle or build it, but mainly maintain. Because I'm not really
right.
building.
So
I try to maintain.
Right. So it's going to be harder to have fat loss. You're not doing anything different.
Yeah, I am. I'm eating better.
But are you though?
Yes.
Like calorically, are you cutting out?
Yeah.
You're eating a lot more meat.
No.
I saw you eating carbs yesterday.
A couple bites. Yes, a couple. So, and what? I took 2 bites of rice and beans at the restaurant. That was horrible. That we went out to eat. We cut these restaurants loose really quick. Not really quick.
We've been going there for years.
Well, now,
every time.
I know
every time I go, ugh, when I leave. But you seem to like it, so
not anymore. Not after last night. That coleslaw had a bad taste. The meat was kind of cold. You know, turkey, chicken, not really meat, but
that is meat. You're fine. That's meat.
The
only people on the planet that I know of that don't call chicken and turkey meat are you and your sister. It's the only people I've ever met in my life. I don't know why, but when something gets logged in there, it's very hard for you to get it out. So you're going to do this for the rest of your life. When people go, he goes, I don't eat meat. Then people go,
no, I say red meat.
Lots of times at a restaurant, you'll go, I don't eat meat. No, and then people will be like, oh, okay, well, that has chicken in it. You're like, I eat chicken. They're like, okay.
No, I say I don't eat red meat or pork. Maybe you don't hear the red when I say red meat. Maybe you hear what you want to hear. Have you ever thought of that?
Yes, I do. I hate hearing the word red, so I don't hear it. I don't hear it. I don't hear colors.
You know,
a lot of people hear colors. I don't.
A lot of people don't see colors. You don't hear them.
I don't hear them.
Well,
that was the joke, but I thought it was obvious. But thank you for really hammering it in there.
Well, people don't know that
people don't see color. I think people know that. I think that's the thing.
I'm going to write a bit on.
I think people understood that.
I got to write a bit.
I'm not saying it was the funniest thing in the world. I'm just saying I think it was understood.
I got to write a bit on profiling. People go, I don't profile. Really? If you're walking down the street, people profile. The FBI profiles. That's how they catch a lot of their criminals. Everybody profiles. So don't bullshit and try to be so woke or politically correct. Well, I don't profile. Bullshit. Okay.
Well, the actual truth is that our brains are designed to profile. So if you're not profiling, then you've overridden some aspect of your brain. Good for you. It's hard to do.
And that was by McFarlane. PhD,
why is it like
Bonnie.
I don't get it. Like you're allowed to talk about anything.
Here we go. I'm a
profiling. We do it. You woke piece of shit.
Oh,
then
really?
if I say something, you're like, look at that idiot. It's so weird that we both grew up so poor, and yet you're just so like hanging on to it. Like these are my people. Like I won't have any new thoughts because my people won't like it. You know, it's bizarro. So weird. Grow.
Oh, I think I've grown.
I mean, in your penis area.
Then
your friends would like that joke.
Oh, God.
Oh, she made fun of your cock, yo.
Oh, he's so stupid.
This is tonight. I'm going to see a bunch of your dumb friends. This is how they are. Hi. Oh, look, you brought the wife with you. Ugh. They talk to me like they fucking can't swear around me and shit.
That was years ago, and that was one guy.
Mm-hmm. I see it. It's very like a very certain kind of New Jersey man is like.
He's not from New Jersey, that guy.
Not that guy, but I don't want to say who that we're going to see.
We see a lot of people.
They're all like they're nice, but they're nice in a way that like they're talking to a child or something. It's like go fuck your mother. I'm gonna be really mean to your friends tonight. Just see what happens. See how they respond. I probably like it. We're like, she was really funny tonight.
She went and told this one fucking comic I like jewelry, and he's fucking texting me, let's go jewelry shopping together. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize wearing a fucking huge diamond ring on every finger was a secret. You want to go to the Diamond District all the time. No. This guy wanted to go to the Diamond District. I was like, okay, seems like a perfect match.
He wanted to film it, you told me. He didn't say that.
I actually was the one who said you guys should film it. Sorry. I said you guys should film it.
I might stop over there tomorrow because I'm doing
give him a call. He wants to go.
I don't know how much time because
he wants to buy a Rolex. Take him. You love buying Rolexes.
He better not buy it there. I'm doing Fox tomorrow. Like they told me.
Why?
One of those shows, interview. I like the guy, Jimmy Fallon. He's a comic. And
would you stop? Are you? I'm great at podcasting. There's like liquids dripping out of your mouth. You're burping every 2 seconds. You
in the chest.
I'm a great podcaster. Like what? Except remove yourself from the situation or something.
I know why I look into the camera, into the computer, because I'm looking at you and you're so pretty on TV like this. I'm looking at you going, whoa, she looks like Kathleen Turner or somebody.
Do you know what? Google what Kathleen Turner
when
looks
she
like.
was young.
I mean, just how, I mean, it's insane the things that you say to me. It's truly insane. What did you say the other day that you're like, that's not how I meant it? But it was like, just stop talking, please. What did you say? I can't remember now, but I remember just being like, why do I have to feel like shit all the time?
It's not me. I don't make you feel like shit. I try to boost you. I don't try to bring you down. Well, when you said you don't get recognized, and I said,
oh.
What?
Okay. Then, by the way, this conversation turned into somehow I was the asshole.
No, I never said you were an asshole.
So we've just dropped off Gary, gone into the restaurant. Gary, this is after the roast.
No, it was days after.
No, it wasn't. We were sitting at Toy. Stop it. I'm not going to have this conversation with you where you're like, you're wrong, when you're clearly wrong. And I just let it go because I don't want to have a fight with you. But this is where it happened. It was right after we picked up Gary. By the way, when we were picking up Gary at the Uber line, a couple of people said, Rich Voss, can I get a picture with you? Okay.
Different people.
And at the roast, and this happens to me a lot, where people don't recognize me unless I'm next to Rich, then they'll put 2 and 2 together. But I don't get recognized, almost never. And unless it's like somebody I know, like somebody I worked with before was like, hey, Bonnie. What was I going to say? Jessica, your daughter told me one time that she was with you somewhere and people kept calling her Bonnie. Because that's how little...
No one's ever called Jessica Bonnie.
Yes, I felt bad for her. Yes, because she was with you. So people saw like a brunette and were like, oh, hey, Bonnie. And she was like, I'm 300 years younger than her. Okay. So, we're sitting there.
Get mad. I wouldn't tell the story if you're going to get mad again.
The reason I'm mad is not the story. I was just being completely vulnerable and open. Okay. At the restaurant. We were talking about the roast and how fun it was and how good everyone was. And all I said was like, I guess it's just sometimes it's like, it hurts a little. I try to put it on my mind. I don't care that much, but it does hurt sometimes that I never get recognized ever anywhere I go. And you go, I get recognized all the time. I was recognized at the Uber line.
I didn't say it like that. First of all,
you did. Now he's going to try to.
No, I
now because he can't be wrong and say, oh, God, I was acting like an idiot. No, first of all, he didn't say he was wrong for about a half hour until I literally was like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. But it is a weird thing that he does. He does this a lot where he'll bring it back to himself. He doesn't care what you're saying or how you're saying it or what it's about. He goes, click, click. There's something in there that has to do with me. Let me tell you my story, which is I just got recognized at the Uber line when I was standing next to Gary.
Inside too.
Where?
Inside the roast.
Oh, and inside the roast. Yes.
But people, comics,
But it doesn't matter. People were like, Voss, when he walks by. Listen, I love it. Wherever we go, people go, Voss, Voss, Voss. I love it. It's not bad. And I think sometimes people might know who I am, but they don't say it because I look like I'm a fucking cunt. So that's.
You look like it.
I get it. I put my blinders on because I'm like, I'm not that kind of person that's like looking around for people to notice who I am. Chelsea Handler was standing right here, right in front of me. I looked in her eyes. She looked back at me, had no recognition of who I was. Zero. I was like, should I say hi? And then I was like, I don't want to have to explain who I am to Chelsea Handler.
But she was never a fan of both of me at least.
Do you see exactly? Well, don't you remember he goes like this. He doesn't listen to you. He goes, what comes into my head about me about this? Oh, she's not a fan of ours. It's not like, oh, that's upsetting. Oh, that wouldn't feel great. No, there's no outward emotion towards the other person.
That's not true.
It's
I always feel for other people. I'm kind-hearted, but go ahead.
I'm not. I do think you're kind-hearted, and I do think when it's brought to your attention, but I think your initial reaction is always, and by the way, I'm not the only person who said this. We've had this discussion on radio with many of your friends. Bobby Kelly brings it up all the time when we're having a conversation in the car. Lots of times, Bobby will go, there you go, bringing it back to you. He says it all the time. You don't notice it because you choose to not hear negative things about yourself. Which can be good. But sometimes you can also hear negative things about yourself and be like, oh, maybe I should work on that.
I do.
Instead of just going to meetings and saying I'm like fixed.
I never said I was fixed.
Well, that night when you did that, when you're like, it didn't hurt me that you got recognized. I wasn't jealous of you. I know,
but I felt bad. I said, I didn't mean
it was
what
that
I
you
said.
Can't see, you don't, like even if I bring up something positive about myself, your first instinct is to be like, how can I bring this back into my world, into my consciousness?
That's not true. And sometimes I'm going,
no, you don't. You immediately go, if I said to you, I go, I just got $1 million development deal. Great. That's great.
Yeah.
How do I get a part? Is it for me? You'll immediately go, literally.
I would just ask for some money.
Within 30 seconds, it's about you. Then you catch yourself. You go out, you go to the store, you go driving around, whatever you do, you call me. That's really good that happened to you. It's like you're reading from a script. That is good. You deserve it. This is something that you deserve. You're very good at writing. You deserve it. No, it is. I should record them. They're all exactly the same. No, it's like down to the wire. Okay, I tell you something good. 30 seconds. It's about you.
You're looking
you
right
leave
into the camera.
within. I'm gonna say within between 15 and 20 minutes. The call comes in. I could read it. I could probably do it word for word with you. That is good that happened to you.
You're so exaggerating.
You are a good writer.
You're exactly.
You deserve it.
Director too, and comic. You're known as probably one of the best comics anywhere.
I'm just saying,
very well respected. Very well respected amongst. I always
Rich,
brag about you. Do I brag about you everywhere I go?
Listen. Yes, you do. This is not what this conversation is about. The conversation is not about like who believes in the other person more. The conversation is about when the shit is coming in, how can I process it in a way that feels better for the other person? Like when you tell me good things that happen, you never in a million years have to worry that I'm going to be jealous. Do you? Do you ever go, this is going to make Bonnie mad?
I don't try to.
No, not that you try to. That's not the question. Have you ever thought?
No.
Have you ever gotten something or something good coming in where you're like, I'm going to tell Bonnie this and she's going to be mad, or it's going to make her feel shitty about herself? Have you ever thought that for a second? No, because it never is true. It's just not a thing. Whereas when good things happen to me, I have to be like, how can I frame this so I don't hurt Rich's feelings?
Listen, you don't hurt me. There's so many things I'm happy and proud of you for. So many.
But you do have you have this thing in you where you go, oh, what about me?
No, I just want to know what part, Look it.
Listen.
How good were you?
I used to worry about it. Now I don't worry about it so much. I go, he can fix it himself. He can deal with it. I'll just tell him, and I know that now I know the steps that we go through. What about me? Phone call incoming. That's how we go.
Don't say it's always the same call.
It's 1,000,000%. Is it? Am I wrong? When you think back, is it wrong?
Sometimes, see, because your problem is you exaggerate, and if one thing happens or two things happen, you think it's always happened.
It's always.
No, but listen. I'm very proud. Are you kidding me? I couldn't even imagine being married to a bad comic or someone who doesn't get stuff or whatever.
I know deep down. Listen, I understand that deep down. Obviously, you would want good things to happen more than bad things. But the problem for you is that first of all, joy is not your go-to emotion. It's not fun for you to experience joy. It's fun for you to trauma bond with people. So if somebody brings up a story about somebody getting unfair treatment, boy, that triggers a lot of stories for you. You're like, that one. Well, and then sometimes I notice what happens is if you don't have a story about that person, you'll use one of mine, which I do. I hate that you do that.
You use my stories all the time about me. That's okay. I don't.
No. Like you'll say stuff like you'll be like, one time this person did this to Bonnie.
It's only one person in one story, so stop it. It's only one person in one story. It is.
No, you did it about the roast, but I'm not going to bring it up because I was asked to write on the roast.
Yeah.
And do you remember the people around you were like, Rich? Okay. See. No recollection of it.
Wait, where were we at?
We were in the Comedy Store back bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was asked to write in the roast 2 times, and then and they were asking my availability and could I come out and whatever, and I was like, keep me posted, and then they never emailed back after that.
Why is that kind of weird?
But instead of when, Rich, I didn't say anything to anybody about being asked to write on the roast. But Rich goes, she was asked to write in the roast. Then they never got back to her.
I didn't say that.
Yes, and everyone around was like, Rich, why are you telling this story right after the roast?
I don't remember.
Andy Letterman was like, maybe she didn't get back to them, which is also true. I did not get back to them. You could have just twisted a little. But you like unfair things, and you like talking about unfair things, even if it's my unfair thing.
I don't want people to be unfair to my wife.
But what does it buy you to tell that story?
The word gets out that they were unfair. There's unfair. There's when a club owner fucks comics, the word gets out. Don't work that club.
People, the Netflix roast was the biggest thing on the fucking planet for like an entire 2 weeks. Like
2 weeks. This is the second week now. It happened last week.
Okay, well,
a week and
whatever.
A week and 4 days ago, 3 days. Sunday night. We flew in.
Is that autism? What is that?
We flew
that he has to like correct 2 weeks.
We flew in, and this is with Raina and her friend who had the biggest piece of luggage on the planet and heavy. I thought she was going for a month. Very heavy piece of luggage. Flew in. Where you get Uber at the LA airport is almost a mile away from the airport. It's pretty far.
You can get a bus.
Now we know that.
No, I always knew that, but it just seemed way harder to get everything on the bus and get off again.
Oh, well, I didn't know that, but I had push carts. I got put, like, I'll never, that whole push cart scam, $8 now for a push cart. They're fucking people, but you could always find them. I've never in my life, like, I'll spend $500 on dinner.
But you get the money back when you push it back in.
No, you don't.
You don't?
No. No, it costs money. It costs $8 to use.
I always thought when you put it back in, you got money back.
No.
Oh, like some grocery stores, you know.
No, that's a quarter, and that's
I don't know. I thought that.
Well, people, when you fly in from another country, they're usually free because they're not going to have money for, Anyhow, we take the Uber.
I'm so curious how this is going to like connect to what we were just talking about.
I'm just saying, we take the Uber to the hotel, get 2 rooms, had to wait for a room, get ready, rush to the roast. This is all after flying and not sleeping and driving back from Connecticut the night before. Go to the roast. After it, go to the Comedy Store. Everybody's coming in. All in one night. And Bonnie was a trooper. She was a trooper throughout the whole thing.
Wait, what? Where was this story going? I'd love to hear it. Was it that you killed on stage?
No,
what was the
we didn't
what?
go on that night.
Okay, I'm talking about how like you have a hard time genuinely like having empathy or any kind of feeling for someone else if it doesn't like directly apply to you.
I feel sorry for people all the time.
Okay, so that's what I was talking about. Then you go, okay, here's what happened. A heavy suitcase. I'm like, where getting to the Uber.
I'm just saying
okay, where was it? How was it connecting? Or was it just to get you off that side? Were you just like, talk about anything else? Talk about anything else. What do we have that we could talk? Heavy suitcase. Heavy suitcase.
No, you were talking about the roast.
What is it?
You were talking about the roast, and I'm just saying what we had to go through to get there and how resilient you were. And
No. I think it's how resilient you were. I think you realized halfway through, you're like, oh shit, I'm doing it again.
What?
Something about what's about me? About me?
It had nothing to do with me.
Then what? It makes no sense. Are you insane?
What?
You're literally. I feel bad for you because you're like I'm psychologically. We're all psychologically damaged, but you're psychologically damaged in a way that there's no way out for you. This is it. This is it. I just accept it. I accept it.
Are you still my life coach or are you quitting?
I'm going to quit. I can't. No, I'm never going to tell you one more thing again. I'm just going to, any dumb thing that you say to anyone or me, or you have problems with a club owner or whatever. I'm just going to be like, I have no idea. Good luck. Cause I'm just going to accept. I'm going to try this for 1 full year. What's the date today? May 20th?
15th. Are you stupid?
Oh. Accepting. That's just who he is. That's just who he is. So on May 15th, 2025, someone write it down. We're going to revisit this and see.
Anthony Rogers.
He's no longer available.
He doesn't listen to us anymore?
I got so many DMs from people that are like, no, I'm your number one fan. Fuck Anthony Rogers.
Really?
Anthony, it's like, this is.
Wait, didn't that
Anthony Rogers went in like 8 years ago. Click, 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 click. This is how it is for. It won't come out.
Wait,
it won't come out. I we'll tell him this. I told him last week. We'll tell him this week. I'll tell him next week. I'll tell him the week after. Actually, I'm not going to tell him anymore. That's it. You tried to trick me right now.
No, I didn't.
Into fixing something. I'm not doing it anymore.
Didn't the doctor get a hold of you again? I'm asking you a question.
No.
Liar.
Yeah, a doctor got a hold of me and said, like, are you sick for staying with him?
No, you know who I'm talking about. Okay. Anyhow, this weekend, I will be at the Riot Comedy Club in Houston. The Riot Comedy Club.
You want to see someone mentally sick on stage telling jokes and being very funny? That's what mental illness can get you. A fucking great comedy career.
Then,
if you have mental illness that's undiagnosed, untreated,
then the next
you too
week,
can be a legend.
Then next week I'll be at the La Jolla Comedy Store. I was watching the tribute for Kevin Hart last night with you on Netflix, right?
While we were working out, yeah.
Every comic on there knows me.
Can I just say one more thing? And this is not to fix you. This is I've accepted it. I've accepted it.
I met Cat Williams, and I was kind of starstruck when I saw Cat. We're at the golf tournament, and I go, hey, we met years ago, maybe 18 years ago, for a brief second at a club or whatever. I go, hey, Rich Voss.
Did you say I'm not in the Illuminati, but I dress in women's clothing? I don't care. No one's asked me to do it. I just do it.
And I told him how much of a fan you are of his and stuff. But I
know this is how you did it. You go, my wife loves you.
Yeah.
My wife, the brilliant fucking.
I said that. Who's a comic writer director? I always say comic writer director. I throw all three.
Oh God, so embarrassing. I know if I heard it, I'd be like,
Well, listen, we got to wrap this up.
Can I just say one thing? Because I know that's how he watches television, where he can't stop it from being like, me. He didn't just watch it being like, oh, that was a funny bit. He's like, how would I do? I know that person.
Keith did the best.
It's got to be a very stressful thing to constantly see everything in relation to yourself. But
as an entertainer, not as in life.
One time, I've accepted it. This is what this podcast should be called, acceptance. But one time, and this is just to give you an idea of, and I've told this before, but how crazy this brain is that he's living in. We were watching a movie, and the main character sat down, and Rich goes, "I sit like that."
Get the fuck out of here! Are you out of your mind?
So that's what we're dealing with, and I do feel bad. I couldn't live like that. So, good on you. Good on you for making it this far.
Yeah. Did we pick up your TV last night? I got a new TV.
Oh, how can I make this about me? Oh my God. It's like he can't even being told that it is that, he can't stop. It's wild. Wild.
Well, listen, you have any plugs?
I don't think so. Oh, I'm going to be in DC one night only do you know the name of that club?
The Harbor Comedy Club. That's in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, in Baltimore. Sunday,
it's fun day.
June 2nd. Sunday, June 2nd. That's the only.
I'm there the weekend. Hold on, I may be there with you.
The Harbor? Is it called the Harbor?
Yeah.
Or the Cove?
No, the Harbor, I think.
Something like that.
Wait,
Comedy club.
When are you there? June what?
I'm just there because I'm gonna.
June 2nd is a Sunday.
Yeah, June 2nd. Because I'm there. I'm going to shoot a little short horror film, a part in a horror film. I said, who's scary? Let's use Bonnie. Oh. And then that night I'm going to do a one night only show. So please come Sunday night, June 2nd, the Harbor Comedy Club in Baltimore.
I hear it's great. It's great. I'm there also for a weekend in June. I hear it's great. I felt bad though, because Andrew at Magoobies was upset. I worked with him for 20 years, but
he's a great guy.
I love it.
It's a great club.
Yeah, but I just trying a smaller club, something different.
Well, if you're burping all the time while you're talking into a mic, it's harder to do the bigger clubs. That's a smaller club sort of situation.
You shake your head a lot.
It's me coming to acceptance. Let him be who he is.
That's look what I got tattooed right here. Let it be.
Yeah, let it be. If he wants to burp into the mic,
I didn't do it on purpose.
No, I mean, isn't it amazing?
What?
I mean, I'm just saying, like it's an involuntary thing.
And you're doing a comedy festival in Edmonton.
Oh, I'm doing a comedy festival July 4th, which is not anything in Canada. Sorry. July 4th in Edmonton. It's the Grindstone Comedy Festival.
Is it a female comedy festival or all comics?
It's all comics. of all types. I don't know exactly what it is, but I don't know the show I'm doing. I know I'm headlining a show there at the Grindstone Comedy Festival in Edmonton, July 4th.
Good for
So
you.
Get your tickets.
You're going to kill it.
Yeah, I probably am.
You do well.
I'm pretty good.
You're good. You killed at the store. I watched it.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Well, most of it. Probably about 70% of it. The beginning, you had to build to get them, and then when you got them, boom.
Yeah.
Right? But that's most comics. Like when at the store, when I was standing in the hall watching you, I'm going, man, she's good.
No, that's not what you were going to say.
Yes,
no, it is not. No, it is not.
Yeah.
Like me, I just went on and got them right away.
No, that's not true.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
See you
My Wife Hates Me podcast, hosted and created by Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane. Produced by Nick Collette. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
This jackass Jew. Some people say that opposites attract, but this seems more like a suicide pact. He's totally sober, she's not that drunk. He's really old and she's got some spunk. He's totally holy as an asinine bomb, and she's just a little less dumb. She really hates him, it's really true. But somewhere deep down, she loves him too.